Adamantium Shadow Poo!
Hello, welcome to the Bronze Age Monster Shadow Show. This is a show we do every other week for our loyal patrons. We've been doing a lot of stuff this season, talking about things that we've always wanted to talk about but haven't. Matt's also been kind enough to schedule free jazz episodes where we just get to kind of do whatever. And so that's what one of these is. And this one, Matt came up with a nice little title, a little segment, if you will, called "Nice Things," and he even has a catchphrase for it.
Nice things.
Yep, we're gonna keep this one short. I was out of the country, then I was had a rough re-entry, health-wise, after visiting our friends down south. So, yeah, I was out of commission for a couple days, so we're going to keep this short. Athena's coming back tonight for winter break. Got a lot of Satana stuff to do, a lot of snickerdoodles to bake, a lot of stuff going on. So we're going to keep this kind of short, and this is going to be called Two Nice Things.
Yes, that's what I wanted to hear.
Nice things.
Do you want to go first?
Sure. Yeah, I'll go first.
Yeah, cool.
All right, so, yeah, Matt, you had talked about kind of just like pulling something off our shelf that we haven't talked about. And that's literally what I did. I just scanned my shelf and I was like, you know, because I know it's funny. I had to choose something kind of new because stuff that I had like, oh, I want to talk about this. I'm like, I talked about that on Werewolf by Night.
Yeah.
And I was just like, shit. And so I had to do something that came out within the last year or two. And so I am going to talk about Anzuelo by Spanish artist Emma Ríos. So I am a really big fan of Emma Ríos. She has, I don't know, she's a really kind of enigmatic, like kind of mysterious figure. She does press, but also she just, I don't know. I've always been really fascinated with her. Her style is very like, it's all hand done. She doesn't do anything computer wise. And, you know, I fell in love with her stuff during Pretty Deadly is where I first saw her stuff. I just randomly picked up an issue of Pretty Deadly from Excalibur, and I was hooked. Like, that was just exactly, I don't know, I just really connected with her style. She did a book with Hui Lim called Mirror that's also really, really excellent. I don't know if you've heard of that at all, Matt.
I read like the first chunk of it, and I was like, oh my God, I can't wait to read this. And I forgot about it until just now.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's great. It's such a strange, I don't know, it's a great, and Emma actually wrote that with Hui doing most of the art. Emma did some backup art for it. But yeah, her world building is so strange, and it's stranger than ever in Anzuelo. So she disappeared for 3 years making this book. She put nothing out. Every panel is a watercolor painting. And it's just insane. So it was released in 2024. It never really got the acclaim or the press. I think the attention really that it deserved. I mean, yeah, people were just like, oh, it was on some best of lists, but never really, you know, no Eisners, nothing like that. And I just felt it's bonkers because I mean, she deserved.
How long is the work?
It's big. It's over 200 pages.
Wow.
Like, it's a massive undertaking. And like I said, she worked full time on it for 3 years. She wrote it, she lettered it, you know, and did all the paintings. And so it's I guess you would call it's kind of like a post-apocalyptic kind of like climate horror at its core, but it's so much more. I think she talks about that it started that way, but then became something else. So, okay, so it's a story that takes place after like a giant flood, like floods the world, and seemingly in the beginning kills off all adults. And so the story starts with like 3 teenagers who are like carried and brought to this land by these like enormous things called guardians that are like these kaiju sea monsters that are kind of benevolent. And so they take them to this island and they kind of just start to build a new world, but they have to survive. But they've decided that violence was why the world kind of ended, and so they want to live their lives free of violence, which means violence against eating and eating other animals and things, but they have a real hard time surviving, just basic survival. And so kind of forces them to hunt, but they also turn into animals and kind of develop these strange powers to transform either into animals or disappear. And it's just like,
wow.
It's a nearly like impenetrable work in a lot of, it's like a comic book Ulysses or something. Like I've read it a couple times. I still don't think I understand it. And I love it. It's so beautiful. It's a difficult read in a lot of ways. Specifically, the hand-drawn script, the cursive script that that all the lettering in the entire book is hard to read, just flat out hard to read.
Damn.
And
it's hard on my old eyes.
It's hard on my old eyes too, but I love Emma so much. I was just like, okay, I'm going to get into this and stuff. And I did, but and how we love like being dropped into a world with no information, but
100%.
But this is deliberately difficult in a way that, that art is, that all great art is in a lot of ways. You and I are Lynch fans, it's like, and I don't know if there's a real explanation. It kind of veers more into like undersea horror, the second half, but it's really a philosophical work about living and morality and violence and how you can not choose violence. And it's just, I don't know. It blew my mind. It's one of the best things I've ever read.
It sounds like the inverse of like a Jodorowsky. Like, like he's one of those people that's just like violence is life, kind of guy. This sounds like the obverse of that coin. Who published it? I need to get this.
Image.
Yeah,
Image
really?
published it. I have the hardcover, but the paperback just came out. The hardcover is cheap. It's like $25 or something. But
was it issues or was it as a one?
No,
work?
It was a one single work. That's why. Yeah, it took her almost 3 years to finish it. And she just went, because I followed her on socials and stuff, and I loved any time she did something new. And she really hasn't done all that much. I think her process just takes so long, and she's done some superhero stuff. She did some Spider Island thing. I think it was Evil Incorporated. She did that with Kelly Sue DeConnick, like she did with Pretty Deadly. And she did, I think she illustrated a Doctor Strange. It's not Rucka. I think it was Greg Pak who wrote it. Yeah. And so I think she did that. I honestly think those are some of the, she did a story in Batman Black and White, but very few like mainstream things. She did a really cool story called ID that was in that, do you remember that?
Island?
I was an Island. Yeah. Yeah. I love Island. I have all the issues.
So did I.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah.
Because that's where Ancestor was serialized too, which, fucking Island is great. If anyone, I don't think those issues, it never really took off. I don't think those issues are expensive.
Collected?
No, it was never collected. So you have to have, and the first 5 or 6 issues are square bound, and then it just, it was just became harder and harder for them to do it.
Who published that? Was that Floating World? Or was that?
I don't know exactly. Now I can't really remember. But
that
yeah,
should have been huge.
It should have been
in a
huge.
Just world.
I know. You and I have talked about that just like serialized comic that came out every month, and had all these different stories that you followed. And Island did that amazingly and had really strong stuff in it.
Yeah. And like you're saying, serialized, but like having things end, but overlapping. So it's never just a cold where, right? You're always being like handed off like by the guardians from one guardian to another.
Yep.
You're always gently just led down this river of beautiful sequential art.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Different stories.
I know. I really loved it. So anyhow, that's my nice thing. Difficult
That's
yet
awesome.
unbelievably beautiful work that I recommend to everyone.
Well, that sounds like something I'm going to have to get and smoke my pipe with the tobacco he got me for my birthday. I had a nice pipe full of the Meerschaum stuff last night, actually.
Yeah. What do you think of that Meerschaum stuff?
I like it.
I love it.
Really, really like it.
It's spicy and strange and yeah.
I like it.
No, and that's gonna color your pipe a very nice, like kind of burnt orange kind of color.
I pretend like it's spice melange or something.
It
It's
is.
got kind of an exotic kind of spicy quality where it's like I feel like I'm gonna start seeing the past, present, and future all at the same time.
Yeah, I love it.
But without my blue
yeah.
penis hanging out.
Sometimes it's okay, but not all the time. Not if
Yeah.
people are around.
Well, my friend, speaking of some beautiful sequential art, are you familiar with Karl Kerschl's The Abominable Charles Christopher?
No,
Have you heard of it?
I don't. Let me take a look. I don't think so at all. I don't think I've heard of it at all.
Do you know Karl Kerschl?
Karl Kerschl. It sounds familiar, but what would I have known him from?
So he's from Montreal, and he mostly works on DC properties. So I don't know if you would know him because I think he kind of he loves working on like Flash and like Teen Titans and
Yeah.
whatever. But like in 2007, he started this webcomic. So he started this in 2007, and I just watched some interviews with him today. And Jacob, I think you would love this because the Walt Kelly, Pogo, and Gilgamesh seem to be the most three common terms when talking about the Abominable Charles Christopher.
Well, that first panel is just Pogo, right?
Yeah. So
Like-
he said that like this was he wanted to do something. He I believe someone who worked at DC wanted him to pitch a cartoon idea, and so he did this. And the idea was like, let's have a big dumb character. It's like a Sasquatch, and he is kind of dumb and he doesn't speak, but everyone around him speaks, and he's just kind of this character that wanders through and has these weird adventures. So he published these webcomics like in this format here, and he doesn't script anything ahead of time. He knew he wanted to tell the story of Gilgamesh, but that's all he knew was a Yeti, Gilgamesh, and Pogo is kind of his reference guiding points. So it's these beautiful things, these little moments, right? Like you're seeing here. The next entry would be him seeking shelter from the rain, and then like all the characters that are in the forest all talk, and they're all rich characters, and they're funny, and it's got a lot of just like comic strip kind of vibe to it. Here's like I'm trying to find a funny one. So like here's him. He shakes the rain off, and then he sees some honey, right, in a bee's nest. So then he climbs up, and there's just these beautiful. They're like haiku, right?
Yeah.
Reaching out for the honey. The bee's like, no. His hand goes away. Hand comes back. No. Hand goes away. Bee starts to leave. Hand rushes through. Gets stung on the head. What did I tell you? Right? Yeah. Just simple, concise little jokes. Another little instance here, like, he's running back and forth. His head's smarting from being stung. He plunges it in the river. Fish swims up. That's a nasty bite. Bee sting. Charles Christopher just stares at him dumbly. Eyes looking around googly. And there's fish swims up. That's a nasty, don't bother, So it goes on. You meet all these characters. There's these birds. There's a bear. I mean, it just is absolutely stunningly gorgeous art. And as it starts off, I mean, it's gorgeous. It's funny, cool characters, foxes, otters, all this stuff. But then as it goes, it slowly starts to, I'm trying to get to like where it starts to become like holy and like otherworldly. So there's this point where he's stuck out in the woods. He's being chased. He hides. Bear with me here. We're advancing to this first like magical thing that happens. But it's all funny and sweet. And then like this happens where he's sleeping out in the woods. He's scared of something he saw. There's all these fireflies, this beautiful kind of elegiac, holy, weird moment. And then this glowing bear approaches him. And then it gets even stranger. And so it becomes like the same with like gods and otherworldly stuff. It picks him up, it carries him, sets him down with its ghostly claws somewhere and so it just kind of progresses in this way. Then it goes back to funny stuff, and it's just cute and charming, and it is absolutely insanely appealing, and it weirdly balances this kind of like, I mean, if the art's something that someone's digging, then you're going to love it. But like the comedy, the character building of all these different types of the people that are in the forest, him being this like beautiful, simple comedy, like idiot who just wanders around this world with all this otherworldly, godly stuff that and meets up with him and like stuff that happens. And, when I saw that Karl Kerschl interview today, when I was looking around, it's like he was saying, I was trying to tell Gilgamesh, but I didn't know how I was going to do it and how I was going to get there. I realized by the end of volume 1, oh, okay, I see what you're doing. I see the Gilgamesh in there. And this is one of the few comics, by the way. People always talk about the comics that make you cry. This made me fucking cry.
Oh, all
Like,
right.
I ugly cried at the end at a point in this book. So, like, I'm a pretty hard guy to shake up that way, and this has done it for me. So, this webcomic, I think it's done. I haven't checked it in a while, but it was collected in 3 different volumes. This is the first one, but there's 3 of them this size, which is about 125 pages. There's hardcover and softcover. He signed mine. Everybody got a signed one that ordered it from his website. It's all self-published. Like, you're supporting this dude, but I think every time I think about Charles, anytime I think about, like, we need to find something to talk about and share as the show ends, like things that people need to know about, that's the first thing that pops in my mind is the abominable Charles Christopher. I always think about when I think about stuff I want to recommend to you and other people, like, it's just this beautiful thing, entirely self-published, this labor of love that he's done that most people don't know. Like, he got nominated for an Eisner. He won like a Schuster or something. He's won a few awards for it over the years, like back in 2010, first couple of years it was out, but it just goes under the radar.
Yeah.
And a lot of stuff does, right? That's webcomic first. So anyway, I can't recommend it enough. It's, again, one of the few things that's comics that have made me cry, and it makes me laugh. And it's, again, like this cosmic pogo haiku that I can't say enough good things about.
God, that sounds amazing. Okay, well, I'm going to have to get that.
Yeah. And again, folks, if you don't want to buy it, you can just go to Karl Kerschl. That's Karl, KERSCHL.com. And the whole thing is on his, you can read it chapter by chapter, post by post. He did one a week for many years.
Damn.
Yeah. Right on. Well, keeping it short, but we'll be back soon. Yeah, Athena's coming back into town, so we're going to be recording some Satana stuff. I couldn't let I had to get through the saga. I had to get through the origin that she did in the magazines. It was bugging me. I can't leave loose ends. So we got like halfway through her story, and I was like, "There's no way I'm going to be able to let this settle." So, actually, what I didn't tell you this, Jacob. What actually tipped the scales on this was I was considering doing it out of just anal retentiveness, and then Athena called me like a month ago. And she's like, "I'm so sorry. I'm so fucking broke. Can I borrow like $50?" And I was like, "I actually have no money to give you in checking." And I was like, "Okay, wait a minute. What if I pay you in advance for like 4 hours of voice work?"
Yeah.
And she's like, "Yep." And I was like, "I'm sure Jacob won't care." So I sent her the money, and she's like totally excited to do it. So we have like 2 comic pieces and 1 text piece to knock out while she's here for the break and get it all in the can. And I'll be grinding it out over the next like 3 months or something, you know? So, yeah, we're going to end up probably crowdsourcing some of that stuff because there is a couple parts where there's, we need some more voices. And I don't know if I'm going to bring in teens or what, but, yeah, I'm excited to go back and finish the Satana saga properly.
Yeah, me too. No, you're right. I mean, we might as well finish stuff.
Yeah. So yeah, I think, like I said, I think 2 of those are comics, short form comics from Haunt of Horror, and one's a text-based one, hopefully just one. But Claremont takes the character over, I believe, from the rest of the saga. So
it's in Haunt of Horror 5.
Yeah, I believe.
I'm going to have to go back and figure this out.
Because the one that was a text-based one that we did was in Haunt of Horror 4.
I thought so, yeah. I think some of this
and
new
then
stuff.
At the end of that was the one that was a comic that we made into like a Power Records thing.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, 5 has like 2 stories in it. And then, yeah, I don't know. There's a reveal. There's a reveal about the 4 and her Miles Gorney and her tormentors. That's kind of the end of her saga. So I was like, we have to at least get to that big reveal. You can't just do the first half of the mystery and then stop. So
yeah.
Looking forward to it. Again, I have a bunch of music in the can. Jacob, if you have any incidental music that's just like sketches of things that you want to throw in, that'd be nice to have to fill out some of the stuff. But
sure.
I can stretch out what I have if you don't. But yeah, so that's the next bit. But we're going to be talking about an issue of Night Force here, and then we're going to talk about with Athena about Satana on one of these. A lot of free jazz throughout the rest of the run, though.
Well, because Satana's next, then Free Jazz.
Satana's not next, actually. I'm switching 2 of these around.
Oh, okay.
So we might have another free jazz. I can't remember how it goes, but we have like Night Force, Athena, and Satana. It might just all be free after
I
that.
thought it was all free after that. So,
Okay.
yeah.
So, yeah, I wanted to give her a chance to do all of her vocal work at the start of the Christmas break, and then have her, like, before she goes home, do that episode with us. Like, what was it like playing her?
Yeah.
What was her take on the character? And, like, just like, because, yeah, she's excited. Like, she asked me, like, can you send me all of the Satana stuff I've done in order so I can kind of relive my thing and then get back in her head? And she's always had, like, after she did the first batch of stuff, she's like, now that I'm actually studying acting, I would have done some stuff different. So I want to bring a little different spin to it. So, yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Cool.
I'm curious. Yeah. So, yeah, next up, Jacob, now that you're mentioning it, let me just pull that up real fast. I'm not sure because I need to do a switcheroo. Sheets and Shadow Show ideas. We're down at the bottom here, aren't we?
Yeah.
End of days.
The days.
Do you want to just do the first issue of Night Force, or do you want to roll and do something random? I can't remember if we decided something or not.
I don't know. I don't think we decided.
Do you have a feeling?
Just do the first. Let's just do the first issue.
Okay. Monarch Skystalker, Free Jazz, Satana, and that first appearance of Shang-Chi, which we changed.
Yeah, we changed.
So this was Free Jazz. We're supposed to do Satana next. Let's stick in one of our unscheduled Free Jazzes that are just going to be happening for the rest of the run. Let's do Free Jazz again.
Sure. No, sounds good to me.
And if you're cool, I'm probably just going to do another nice thing. I have so many things like Charles Christopher that I'd like to share.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, next week we'll be back to do 2 more nice things, and maybe just a little bit of chit chat at the end, like we just did here. And then we'll talk to Athena.
Cool. Now it sounds like a plan.
Word. Right on.
All right. So yeah, that was it. So yeah, a little short, but concise. A lot of good stuff.
Yep.
So yeah, we'll just tip a glass and say, "Hail Satan."
It wasn't short. It was as long as the Simpsons episode.
That's right. 22 minutes.
See?
Yeah.
Why do they always complain about how hard that is?
Yeah.
It's super easy.
Super easy.
It's incredible strain on the wrist to animate live.
Yeah.
That's the main problem. Oh, that was the Shadow Show.
That was a Shadow Show. Bye. Bye.
Bye.